Hi, it's Mark and I'd like to welcome you to my studio. This time I'm going to talk a little bit about Plaids Mult-surface paint, which is an acrylic that's water based, and as the name suggests, you can use it on pretty much any surface. Here I've used some of the newer pearl colours on a 100% cotton pillowcase. It will dry slightly stiff on most fabrics. It's best on natural fabrics. It doesn't work. Most fabric paints won't work so well on polyester. Better on a mix, cotton polyester or 100% cotton. If you want them to be a bit softer, then you can mix the paint with textile medium. It's usually 2 parts medium to 1 part paint. Mix the 2 together, paint them on, heat set it when it's dry, and then it's washable and it will be soft. It's fine for a pillow, for a cushion, but if it was something wearable you might want it softer, in which case you'd use the textile medium. Okay, but as it's multi-surface, it's suitable for lots of different things. This is quite a kind of fun thing that you could certainly get the kids involved with, and with some of the same colours that I used in the cushion, which I'm going to use some lavender lace and pink rouge pearl, which are obviously not the colours that leaves normally come in, but if they're the colours that would match your decor, then they're the colours you do this in. I've got a piece of paper which is it's actually a piece of craft paper, but it's bleached, so it's pale, but it has lots of little flecks in it, so it's got quite a natural look to it. But you could use watercolour paper. You really want something that's nice and porous, so just paint your acrylic onto a leaf, and if you're going to do this, don't cut your leaves too soon before you're going to paint, because otherwise they'll start to dry out and they won't paint so well. And it's kind of it can be a fairly messy project to do, so make sure your kids are wearing protective clothing, and you protect your surfaces as well. So when you've got your leaf nicely covered with paint, spread it out, and then turn the leaf over, lay it onto your paper, press it down, and the thing here is you're not looking for perfection for your print, so if it doesn't come out 100% perfect, that's absolutely fine. And you can, don't lay the side that you've painted onto the paper, because you'll get some nice smudges. Yeah, and you'll get a few smudges anyway, and you get a nice print there. And if your stem hasn't come out, you can paint the stem in. And another thing you can do with this is, if you water some of your paint down, and then just tap your brush, not water enough, tap your brush onto the handle of another brush, you get some nice speckles on there, and then just buy some inexpensive frames and frame your piece of artwork. that's a nice, quick, easy project that you can do with your kids, and they'll have great fun with that. Another nice thing to do with multi-surface paint is to decorate glassware, and this this wine glass, actually it's an acrylic wine glass, is, I'm going to with this one I'm going to use some teal topaz because it's a pretty brilliant colour, and do some scroll work on it, which works really well, and it works as a really nice it's a great way of practicing scroll work on glasses. And you just kind of embed your curved scrolls into each other, and just add a couple going the other way. And you can do this with a round brush or a filbert brush, whichever is more comfortable for you. And I usually add some other strokes with a script liner on this as well, and I'll also alternate these, so I'll come in with that white on the outside so that these give it a little bit of difference there. Always remember, if you're going to use it for drinking out of, always leave about ½ an inch at the top for anyone's lips to touch. And obviously while the paint's wet you can still go back over it if you don't like the strokes you've done, which obviously I didn't like those two. Okay, and you can keep going with this, keep adding strokes on there. And as you work round, if you want to come in with a round brush you can. Now maybe add some silver strokes in amongst the teal. Some strokes that are just white. And what's nice with these also is if you use them as candle holders, and then you can come in, and it won't show up yet, but when this dries, this next stroke is going to dry clear but with just holographic glitter in it. Which is another one of the multi-surface range, and there are some newer ones. There's a fiery red and there's a really hot pink in the glitter range. So there's some nice additions to the multi-surface collection, and as I said, with the script liner you can come in and add some thinner strokes. It's always nice to do some tie-in strokes across the where these all come in together. and you just keep playing with it, keep adding more strokes until you're happy with it, and as Carol Smith used to say, you keep going till it looks right. And when you paint it on glass, if you want a really opaque coverage, you can leave this to dry and then come back and put a second coat on. It won't take long to dry. Normally, if you've been really heavy-handed like I usually am, it will take probably about half an hour to be touch dry. For safety, an hour, leave it an hour, come back, and you can probably put another coat of the teal and white over that. But let's see if which will give you a bit more coverage over there. See that that's dry enough to do a second coat. So until you get a bit more coverage there. And if you wanted the teal to be stronger, you can come and just load a bit more just teal on there, and just add that in there. And actually I've come in a bit too soon because that lifted the previous layer, so that's just teaches you not to be impatient. Let it dry completely and then come back and add a second layer. But yeah, so it's and scroll work is kind of nice thing to play around with, and works really well for furniture, glassware. Yeah, and you can do. In fact, last Christmas I did a whole set of these for customers' Christmas table. So thanks for joining me, and hopefully I'll come up with another video soon. Thanks, goodbye.